Hi, did you know that the point of a boycott and protesting is to be disruptive? I just find it incredibly outrageous and ridiculous for people to respond to the St. Martin's Press boycott by saying, what about the authors? Hey, I'm going to turn that back on you. What about genocide? What about racism? What about the unchecked, violent rhetoric being used by one of the employees of St. Martin's Press? What about that? Did you think about that? Never mind the fact that this boycott was inspired by the HarperCollins Union boycott, which was created to minimize harm to authors. But the whole point of this is to be disruptive, because the normal channels of trying to address this situation and bring it to the attention of St. Martin's Press was not working. So now it's time to be disruptive. And yes, this can impact authors. And that's not great. But that's the point. We are being disruptive. I would hope authors would look at this under St. Martin's Press and also put pressure on St. Martin's Press. Because they, one, I hope, don't stand for this vitriolic language, but two, want this boycott to end sooner. Some of y'all are truly such spineless cowards.
But do you condemn Hamas? Do you condemn Hamas? Even if we were to shift the entire conversation to Hamas, rather than the fact that Israeli forces have killed more Palestinian children in the past 30 days alone than the total amount of Israelis ever killed in their near century-long occupation of Palestine, you would still be failing to see the point that Israel's objective is not to destroy Hamas. It is trying to use Hamas's actions as justification for why they can then commit disproportionate acts of terror against Palestinian civilians. In the mid to late 70s, Israel funded and created Hamas because they saw the Palestine Liberation Organization, otherwise known as PLO, as a greater threat than whatever Hamas could have become. This is even corroborated with multiple Israeli officials, even in Western publications such as the Washington Post. And even furthermore, Israel wouldn't have bombed the West Bank even just a few days ago and multiple times earlier this year, where Hamas is not even stationed, if their objective was to destroy Hamas. And even furthermore, you honest to God want to sit here and tell me that an occupation force backed and funded by the largest military-industrial complex in the world is having a hard time taking out a few hundred or few thousand rebels? So much so that they're having to drop 25,000 tons of explosives on a small strip of land, killing nearly 15,000 civilians? They're having that hard of a time with the most resources in the world? Honestly, and you think their objective is to destroy Hamas and not ethnically cleanse Palestinians from their own land? Honestly, I don't even know what to tell you at that point.
Guys, one tactic that's helping my friend is that she's saying the exact opposite of what we all are trying to say. Guys, I love Israel. Israel is amazing. Israel is totally legitimate. Israel is awesome. Israel is totally not killing innocent children. Israel does not have blood on its hands at all. And the government is totally not a terrorist group because they're legitimate. I hope that works.
The United States acknowledges the General Assembly's nearly unanimous vote to condemn the U.S. embargo of Cuba. Nerd, commie, nerd. I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm going to do it anyways. Come on, you guys, it's me. It's the U.S. It's your old pal. Listen, the Imperial Project is not thwarted merely by words. So I'm gonna do it anyway. Can anyone give me a ride to Subway after this, please? Everyone's going, but I don't have a ride. Food is a right.
Hey, are you even paying attention to me right now?
Oh, they might be making a live-action remake of Prince of Egypt. Oh, I don't know. What, are you, like, worried they'll miscast the pharaohs? I don't know, it'd be pretty hard to. I'm pretty sure Ramses is darker than I am. Why are there always controversies surrounding, like, black Egyptians? Wasn't there a controversy around, like, the Cleopatra movie recently? Yeah, but that's very complicated. It's like a mix of modern politics and ancient history and the H word. You mean historiography? Yeah, but for the Cleopatra thing, I kind of see it the same as the Bridgerton and Anne Boleyn production. It's an effort to cast black people in different historical periods and contexts. So it's a projection of modern day politics into historical movies. Ah, but that's not historically accurate. You're studying history. That should bother you. Well, I mean, if we're talking about historical accuracy, a lot of historical movies aren't that historically accurate. If we wanted a totally historically accurate movie about Egypt, they wouldn't be speaking English at all. Okay, I guess, but if it's not about historical accuracy, then, like, what is it all about? Well, I think it's the culture siding with Afrocentrism rather than Eurocentrism in the study of Egyptian history. Okay, wait, how can Eurocentrism affect the study of Egyptian history? Well, it's mostly a claim of distinctiveness, that Egypt is somehow separate from the rest of Africa. I mean, of course, it was like the obvious reasons, the connection between Rome and Napoleon and Egypt, and a little bit due to the fact that there wasn't much exploration into further south in Africa before the colonial period. But what does that have to do with black pharaohs? There was also some racism in the mix that claimed that either Egyptians emerged from Europeans or Europeans emerged from Egyptians, which is why Egypt was superior to other African kingdoms. Can't believe you made the Prince of Egypt about historiography. Get wrecked.
Hello, this is Bisan. You can call me Hakawatiya, and today we're trying Palestine. Today we're visiting an antique shop which was operating for more than 35 years in the old city of Gaza. This is Uncle Abu Jamil, the owner of the store. Let's know the story.
Humanitarian pieces on the ground. I can't go back to my home until the end of this war. I don't have any place to go. I'm going to the unknown. I'm trying to find anywhere to go and nowhere to go.
Love you too, bitch. Bye. Block. 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 Bye.
We don't get involved in politics. We just we're neutral, but we do serve food like this. Free Palestine.
I feel like you're abused.
The revisionism of Western countries and Western media is a form of gaslighting that makes marginalized people think that we should be questioning our ethics and not the media that keeps chopping and changing just according to what the popular opinion is at the time. I'll make an example again with the Rivonia trial and how when those people were going into jail, the media of that time was depicting them as the scum of the fucking earth, as the people that are an enemy to humanity and progress because they are practicing communist ideals in a very violent way in the midst of the Cold War, because it was made out to be that the fight against apartheid is a Cold War fight. That's what apartheid people had convinced the rest of the world. And because the rest of the world is delulu. Anyway, so imagine being Nelson Mandela. You are going to prison, everyone wants you dead, right? You are about to get a death penalty, but you don't get the death penalty because some people are like, maybe let's just give them a life sentence. Which is why he said, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. If needs be. Let's not forget if needs be. But then you come out of the jail, of the trunk, And then all of a sudden, the white people that wanted you dead are the ones that want you to save their lives. They're the ones that want to use your face as a figurehead for the anti-apartheid, end of apartheid movement, TRC thingy-majig. I would have gone insane. Like, I was like, it's almost like you guys forgot the way that you treated me. You forgot that you put me in jail. And now I have to be the one to save you. Maybe that's why that's why there were a lot of people at the time that were just getting assassinated, because they were probably also like, well, Krizani. They were probably like, you guys are playing with us now. Because imagine that. No, like, I'm just imagining it for Nelson Mandela specifically, because he was also the face of the anti-apartheid movement because of how Winnie Mandela really put his name forward. And then Winnie Mandela also, Liana, for her to see that shift, how did it feel? And then for her to see that shift and then also be put at a back burner and be framed for the murder of a 14-year-old boy. Then when she dies, all of a sudden now is our hero, woman empowerment, Amandla. Hey, banna.
Hello, white followers. What you're running into is a cultural gap. Wash day is not the day of the week when black people take showers. Wash day is the day when black people wash their hair, because when you have a significantly curlier texture of hair, it can be incredibly damaging to fully wash it every day. If you'd like to know more, there is a 7-minute Oscar award-winning animated short film called Hair Love. Use it as a starting point. I am consistently a little astounded by how little people know about black hair. It does blow my mind. It feels like the same conversation for centuries.
Whoever the police are protecting are the oppressors, and whoever they're facing are the oppressed, every single time.
Another edition of You Think You're Looking at the most famous Palestinian actress alive, Maiza Abd El-Hadi. But really, she's an Israeli prisoner now for, speaking up on Free Palestine, where she's from. Anyone that's also defending Maiza is also being arrested, which is why I'm here right now. And this is why we keep speaking and using our platforms, because we can. Now let's put into perspective how much power this Palestinian has compared to others. And she still can't speak up about her own hometown. Are you guys okay with that? She's not being treated as nicely as those hostages that were returned. Let's just say that. Maiza is apparently being completely humiliated behind bars, which is, I guess, to be expected, right? Let's keep Maiza Abd El-Hadi's name on our socials. Let's keep talking about her, because she's in danger. She's not being treated well. Free Palestine.